I am not representing a lawyer. No, I'm just presenting information, so it's on the record. That's it. No. There are some information from a lawyer. Can I begin the presentation or not? Yeah. Is that okay? Or okay. So there hasn't been an environmental factor that's been studied more than the effects of microwave radiation in the body. There have been more than 20,000 peer-reviewed and government studies conducted. So here is a presentation by Sharon Goldberg, who is a board-certified in internal medicine. She is also an associate professor of medicine at University of New Mexico. Her office gets 3 to 5 calls per month from patients with microwave symptoms. The conditions exacerbated by this: ADHD, autism, anxiety, depression, headache, seizures, dementia, cognitive impairment, endocrine disruptions. So there's an EMF associated illness treatment guide they developed to deal with this. There have been EMF medical conferences. RF radiation causes oxidative stress. That is the number one way.
What?
Oxidative stress.
Oxidative stress?
Yes.
What's oxidative mean?
Oxidative means it's an injury to cells. That's what oxidative means. It's an injury to cells. I'm reading. You can look at this. You can look at this presentation on the AmericansForResponsibleTech.org. Okay. It's 5G and undeniable risk. That's the presentation. Yeah, there's more.
Okay, keep going. Keep going. Get more stuff.
Yeah, I do. Is there? I was told there was not a time limit. That was what I was advised of.
I just want to keep going as best we can.
Are you going to just keep interrupting me, or can I talk? Am I allowed to talk, sir?
Yeah, but see, I have questions as you go on, so rather than wait to the end.
Why don't you wait till the end? Let me talk.
Okay.
Is that okay, sir?
Yeah.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is by Ken Chamberlain, who is one of the members of the New Hampshire 5G Commission issues watershed report. So he is one of the members on this. These are some of the recommendations I have for this technology. Information and warnings about radio frequency radiation from all sources, but specifically from 5G, deployed on the public's of rights of way. Require that any new wireless antenna located on a state or municipal right-of-way or on private property be set back from residences, businesses, and schools. They're putting these things 500 feet from my neighbor's house right now. They're putting up their technology for this. In conjunction with the medical community outlining the characteristics. So if people are injured by this, they want to have a database for people. This is from the New Hampshire Commission issue. This isn't just some conspiracy. This is from the New Hampshire 5G Commission. So here are some local cell towers that protect local communities. Shelburne, Massachusetts has no wireless antennas within 3,000 feet of schools or within 1,500 feet of homes. Bedford, New Hampshire, no wireless antenna within 700 feet from nearest residential zone property. Scarsdale, New York, no wireless antennas within 500 feet from homes. So provision C7A of the Telecommunications Act, entitled General Authority, gives local governments the right to determine the placement of these facilities.
Could I interrupt you just for curiosity? Is there a minimum distance that they have to be away that's safe? From what you read there?
There are different ordinances. So what they're doing right now is they're site developers. So they're putting these things up on telephone poles, they're putting them up wherever they are to maximize profit, right? So they lease these out to the telecommunications company. And they're just putting them basically, they're using Act 50, which is a Pennsylvania law, to basically put these up in right of way, public utilities, stuff like that, because they're basically using that law to place this technology in front of people's houses.
Okay, but my basic question is, what the research you've done there, is there a safe distance that's a minimum distance that from here, wherever it's put up to your home, you would be safe? Is that determined nationwide? Is there a safe distance?
There isn't yet.
Okay.
There is not yet. So here are ordinances with exemplary radiofrequency testing, right? So people that require testing, this is another ordinance you can create. Scarsdale, New York, pre-testing and post-installation. Davis, California, pre-installation. Fairfax, California, RF testing must be conducted 1 month. Solson City, California, post-installation RF emissions. Copac, New York.
May I interrupt you one foot? The testing you're talking about, is that someplace where somebody has a meter that measures the thing?
The RF radiation, yes. Okay. So you can either do it yourself or you can require the telecommunications company to do this.
What do you yourself?
You guys can hire somebody, whatever you would like to do. So you can determine this, if it's safe.
Do you live right around here someplace?
Yeah, I live off of Fairview.
Okay, so Do you know what law applies to you today?
What law applies to me? There are none. You have no local ordinances written here. It's on state, local governments to create the ordinances to protect the
The
residents.
state doesn't have any,
The municipality, it's on you to protect the local residents. That's what I mean. You can create local ordinances to stop this.
Okay, we have to take a step back, because if we didn't know anything about it, we can't create an ordinance, we're just learning about it.
Well, I'm trying to explain. I'm literally trying to, and I keep being interrupted.
Just relax, if we're trying to.
Okay.
That's all.
I think what everybody's thinking about, if I could take a shot at it, I've been in the medical field.
Okay.
So if you don't have documented data to back
Oh,
up.
that's what this whole presentation is. Our
Leave us the information where we could
Yeah.
go on the internet and look at it ourselves.
okay.
It needs to be out there somewhere. 5,000 people received the disease because of this 5G tower.
I mean, here's resolutions around the country that are stopping this stuff.
Are there any in PA?
Yes. So the lawyer that I talked to, basically, he wrote the local ordinance is for Ollie Township. So he wrote Ollie, PA. So it's near Lancaster. So look, he basically specializes in writing local ordinances for local governments. That's what he does to protect the residents. So according to provision C7A, local governments have general authority to determine the placement of these wireless facilities. OLEY Township. So he wrote the ordinances. He helped their municipality write the ordinances to stop this stuff.
Do you have a copy of the only? I don't mean to interrupt.
I do not know. I can give you the lawyer's
We
information.
could get it online.
Okay.
If
Yeah.
you're curious for the finding documented data, it'd be that much easier.
Yeah. This is what. So this is.
On your list there, and you have no-
This is study after study of issues that this stuff causes. So oxidative stress, cardiovascular disease. The people that I've talked to have suffered strokes as soon as they turn these towers on near their houses.
The treatments that they have received, is their document approved from
Yes.
the doctor?
Yeah, they have been diagnosed with illnesses from this.
They've been
Yeah.
diagnosed with the disease, but the doctors pinpoint 5G.
Here you go. Diabetes from radio frequency radiation.
But he talks about is there a place where a person has a disease that the doctor said it came from that tower?
From cell phone towers, yes.
Some doctor actually said that?
Yeah. That it was the electromagnetic radiation from the tower causing their illness. Yes. So here's a study of at a cell phone tower adjacent to a school building, and the conclusion was it's significant impairment in motor screening tests and spatial working memory was identified among the group of students exposed. This is why it's a bad idea to put these on school bus stops. It's not a good idea. School bus stops. Yeah, that's where I've seen them putting a loop right across the street. Here's antibiotic resistance. It goes on, the issues of electromagnetic radiation.
I have a suggestion. If you can leave that information.
I'm going to, yeah, it's all for you guys. Yeah.
David, can you get a hold of the state location of township supervisors and see if they have any information concerning the packages?
What do they look like?
So right now,
My understanding was they're federally regulated.
it's like it looks like a square thing, and they have a power supply that goes underneath, and then they're using fiber optics to connect. Yeah, they're putting them everywhere. They're right now at this hotel.
I think the best
Are
thing to
they
do.
towers or are they monopoles?
They're towers. So what they're putting them on top of existing poles. So they're using obscure laws like coexisting location and utility easements to put these 30 feet from people's houses, right? So they're using if you have electricity in your house, they can put this 30 feet from your house under PA Act 50. And you can't do anything about it until you create ordinances. So people are getting 150 to 200 calls a day of basically these cell phone towers are appearing in their yard right in front of their kids' bedrooms. So the key is to really write some kind of ordinance to protect people before that happens, because people are seeing a reduction of property values up to 20 to 25% when these towers are put up in the neighborhood. And my neighbors aren't happy about that because they wonder what is in this technology that's causing that degradation of property values. So right now I'm cataloging the lawsuits, and that's what I'm doing. The ones being filed for property value degradation.
Against the companies that's putting this.
The site developers, yeah.
So I think the step number one is get the information to David. David gets a hold of the state, and then we can formulate what the next step is. But like I said, this is all new.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not new. They're doing it right now. Yeah.
You bringing this
But-
information to us.
But again, it's on local governments to protect the people from this happening.
You can't protect something if you don't know anything about it.
It's been going on for years, though. That's the problem.
Okay, for how
It's
many
not.
years have you
It's
known
not new. Me for 3. Yeah, but I haven't seen them doing it here.
First time I heard
Okay.
about it.
You
All right.
called me a month ago.
I called somebody, and then I called. I don't know who I talked to a month ago,
I
but
said, leave the information, gotta be step number
Gotcha.
one. Step number
and
two,
here's
David gets a hold
well
of
here's York, Maine. So like basically the residents decided to pass a resolution to halt this technology before ordinances could be set. But I have the transcript from the lawyer describing Act 50 and how it's a hoodwink ordinance. So a hoodwink ordinance basically is where so it's all here. I got nothing but
We
information.
need it. You got it, we need it.
Yeah, I'm just a guy, and I saw them putting this up where kids are getting off school buses.
You have to verify all the
Where,
information.
Yeah,
where can I take a picture of one where your child has a school bus stop?
it's not my child, but it's right at the edge of Fairview and Cimarron. No, I saw kids.
You told me on the phone that it was your child.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't,
It
sir.
doesn't matter.
I wouldn't. Why?
Okay, it's-
I shouldn't be the one, but dude, I didn't say that.
Where is one?
They're right now they're installing the fiber optic. So there's a box on Cimarron Road and 902 Fairview Road. So first they install the fiber optic, then they install the tower. So there's still time for you to stop, in theory, them putting up towers. But there's a bunch in Dixon City, and when they start putting these up, there's nothing stopping them because they're maximizing their profits, right? So there's no law right now. They can put it up in front of your house. They can put it up, and they're cross-referencing technology. So Verizon's going to lease them, then AT&T is going to put theirs up, then T-Mobile is going to put theirs up. So once it starts, you can't. It gets really difficult to stop.
Some of the fiber optics going through is strictly for the telephone company.
No, not the ones that are laying now. So you see all those vans over here right now at the Comfort Inn? They're unmarked from Florida. That's a third-party site developer that's putting up the technology right now to have the towers.
And you see them all over.
They're all over. That's because nobody's stopping them. That's why they're all over. Yeah. That's my neighbors have no idea what's being put up around them. And when I tell them the 20% reduction in property value, they immediately go, "What are you putting up here?"
Johnny, they passed by our house.
And there's lawsuit after lawsuit being filed against these people.
I was under the understanding that's just fiber optics for internet purposes.
No, not what they're doing now.
Well, that's right. I think they're trying to do
Well,
that.
Frontier is putting it up with ours.
That's why they're using unmarked vans. They don't want you to know, like, it's not a conspiracy. Why they're doing it is because they're a third-party site developer, right? So they don't want you linking them to AT&T because they're using this vague terminology, right, in the law.
In addition to you, where locally in this area is somebody that's very knowledgeable in this?
So Andrew Campanelli is a lawyer that I've contacted who's getting 110 to 150 calls a day about these being placed in people's houses.
Someone who's
I-
very knowledgeable in this?
I don't know anybody yet. No, I don't. Dude, I'm just a guy. But I've went hard at this because I saw what they were doing and how fast they're doing it. They're doing it at a rapid rate that nobody understands.
Is he doing this because he has the type of meter that can do it, or is he certified?
Well, we get you what he recommends is getting our independent RF testing, which I've been in contact with, to as soon as they install this stuff to do it. And when they do it, Verizon and AT&T, whoever's renting them, immediately turns it off because they know there's a problem with this stuff. It's not safe. You can't put a cell phone tower 300 feet from a kid's room. They're gonna get sick. That's common knowledge.
Well, I don't know if it's common or not.
It's pretty common, man. It's just common sense. It's a cell phone tower, man.
Technologically, it's gotta be common, right, not just you or me thinking about it.
No, this is very, very new technology. Millimeter wave technology is very new. And the reason why they're putting them every 100 to 200 feet is because the signal is higher than it's ever been, right? So a router uses 2.4 gigahertz. This is gonna be using 30 to 300 gigahertz signal. So it's like that. So it can't go through trees, it can't go through houses. So they need towers everywhere for this stuff.
And we appreciate all the work that you've done on this, and I know for me, you just even speaking about it, we can tell how passionate you are, but it's a lot of information for us, I think, at this point.
I can give you lawyers' numbers
How about you give us that package?
who specialize in writing ordinances to protect people from this very thing. I can do that. That's more than anything.
Okay.
So he can answer almost all of your questions. I've just done the research, and I've contacted 3 or 4 lawyers. They're seeing this happen at a rapid rate.
Just to go through, out of curiosity, who contracts the contractor? Who's paying for that?
So I don't know if it's federal or what, but these people are going out at a rapid rate, and they're just putting them up everywhere. And they're using coexisting locations as a terminology. So they're putting them on trees. They're putting them like wherever they can find a spot. I have no idea who's funding it, but they're using, basically, I had a minivan in front of my house the other day, and it was 2 guys from Florida tweaking stuff with out of a box. And I don't know what that is, but
An inside track that told me that it's Frontier.
it's not Frontier though. I don't think it is.
In my area,
There's 4 or 5 major ones. Crown Castle's the biggest one. So Illinois basically blocked Crown Castle from ever. There's a town in Illinois that blocked Crown Castle from ever entering based upon this, and I have that town in this. So this is an entire group of towns that have halted 5G. And if it's that safe, why are all these towns stopping it?
And why are they hiding it?
Well, yeah, I don't think it's a conspiracy, but I think that they're definitely moving at a rate that I've never seen before. I've never seen anything like it.
Now, why are they using unmarked cars all of a sudden and there's a million?
I don't think it's a conspiracy. I just think they're a third-party site developer, so they're just doing it as fast as they can to maximize profits, right? The more towers you put up, the more they can charge AT&T, Verizon, all these different places. And there's no safety. Nobody's testing these things for safety. Nobody.
well, thank you for making the presentation.
You're welcome.
Really understand that I'm asking-
I was, man. I was just trying to talk.
Well, see, I have a technical background, so I kind of understand this stuff. I just want to see where you're coming from, that's all.
Well, I could have just explained I'm a guy that lives up there, and they could have let me talk. But I get it. It's fine.
But I would have technical questions, and we want to really dig in to see what's behind all this, if the technology is in fact causing problems, things like that.
Yeah, it's a small cell tower. It's gonna cause problems. Just mark my words. And that's why there's so many lawsuits being filed for property value degradation right now. They're happening at a rapid rate because people know that this stuff, they don't want to live around this stuff. No, you shouldn't have to.
See, you could dig up from like engineers and specialty people that deal with.
That know what this tech is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, nobody knows what this tech is. That's the problem. That's one of the problems.
Oh, somebody knows.